Welcome to the show, everyone. Please, guys, the greatest power that we have is our right to choose. For whatever it is that you choose, please go out and vote. I'm not going to say another word. I'm going to go in with...
I bet you're going to say another word today.
I might say a few about my guests. I'm going to go in with networking right away with one of my very long-term guests. I have with me Michael Henderson, and he is the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group. He's here live with us this time. Woohoo! Woohoo! You have been super busy. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do and what's been going on in your world lately.
Yeah, it's Medicare, man. Medicare times. We are in the 20th day of AEP right now for Medicare. There's 57 days if we take out Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I counted them up last night. So yeah, we work in the Medicare space. So we help people interpret their plans. So and interpret Medicare. What is Medicare? What do they need for additional coverages? How do they get the deductibles and the 20% covered, and how do they get their prescription drugs covered? We help them with all that. So we interpret Medicare.
Well, we're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. And I say this almost every show, and I'm going to say it for the rest of my life as long as I'm doing it, for every segment, every day, because this show is information for people.
Yeah.
And I love that about the show, is that it gives people, and listen, we know that with what you do, there are other people, but everybody that hears you on this show right now, okay, are hearing somebody that I'm telling you now what I know about you personally, is that you are a seniors advocate. You really, really care about your clients. You're not just here to just sign them up.
Yep.
It's different.
It's all about education. Like you said, it's information. We want to get somebody the information that they need to make the decision for themselves. We're not here to sell somebody on a specific plan or a particular plan or something like that. We represent multiple carriers. There's like 55 or so plans, just Medicare Advantage plans here in Maricopa County alone, and plus the supplements, plus the prescription drug plans. It's no wonder people are confused, and that's what we're here for. We're not like that 800 number that's advertised on TV, where their goal is to read you the benefits of a plan on the computer and sell you that plan. We're here to educate you, because it doesn't matter to us what you go on. We want to make sure you're happy.
And being on the right plan that saves you the best amount of money, because that's really the bottom line for a senior.
Yep, saves money for the situation you're in. And it may sound like a lot, which it is a lot. There's, with over 50 plans here. But the point is, there's a plan for everybody. So your neighbor may be on, so-and-so, but your situation is going to be different. Your medical needs, your financial needs, and things like that are going to be different. And so that we help to educate you for your situation.
Now, you help people in the entire Southwest. And
Yep.
So what you do, what I also love about you too, is that you take every phone call yourself. Okay.
Yep.
If the line is busy, or if you have to leave a message, he will personally call you back. And the reason why you like to do that is you want to get to know them, number one. You like
Yep.
to get to know your clients.
Yeah.
But then you kind of help them and guide them to the right person in the area of the people that work underneath you, that with you.
Exactly. We have agents that work with us in our group from Colorado down through New Mexico, some Texas, and on through into California. So, and of course Arizona. I'm here in Arizona. But my goal is to help people with the plan and get them with an agent that's in their area. That's what's different too. You call that 800 number, that person's sitting in front of a computer screen in Timbuktu, wherever. They don't know the local markets. They don't know the doctor groups. They don't know the plans out there. Your local agent does know. Now, with these days, they may still be talking with you over the phone and in front of a computer, but they still know they're the local expert.
Right.
So I had a call from a lady this morning from the show. She was listening, and she decided to call today, actually. I hooked her up with an agent. She lives out in the West Valley, so I hooked her up with an agent that's close to her. They're going to meet tomorrow, I believe it is. So, it's all about the clients for us. It's all about their needs and how to make sure they're served best.
Now, the website to go to is tapestryinsurancegroup.com. This is a free service to you, the families, and explain that too. Because a lot of people say,
Too
it's
good
too
to be
good to be true.
We don't charge anything for our service. We get paid from the carriers. So, meaning, again, we represent most of them out there. So I can't say all because there's hundreds of carriers. But for the Maricopa County here, we represent most of the carriers. So whatever you pick, whatever you decide on, what's right for you, we're going to get reimbursed from the carrier for our time. So there's no cost for somebody to meet with us, and there's no obligation. I actually had a call, two calls, a husband and wife this week, where we went through, I did the whole comparison for their prescription drugs and everything. Ultimately ended it up that they were on a great plan for them. So I told them that, and they were on their way. It's not about selling a plan. It's about making sure that they understand what they're on, and it's going to be right for them.
Now, the phone number to call them is 602-541-7656. You can also call the 800 number, which is toll-free 800-506-8810. Now, we say this a lot, which is every day is a Medicare day. It happens to be that
Especially now.
right now, even more so than ever. But I want to talk about today's election day, and a lot of people are waiting to do a lot of stuff. Not just but everything.
Life's been on hold.
Life's on hold until today. Tomorrow is a whole new day, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people shouldn't wait.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter on this particular situation.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anything.
It's not going to change. Actually, the woman that called this morning, she said, well, is Medicare going to be changed after the election depending on what happens? And it is not. For 2021, these plans that we talk about, and Medicare, the basis of Medicare and the plans that we work with, they're set for 2021. They're actually all signed off by Medicare services back in May and June. So they're done. They can't change them unless a plan totally exits an area or something like that. But they can't change them.
They're not.
The person can change their plan.
You can change your plan, and you can find out what's right for you, and that's where they come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing about Medicare, and each person's different.
Yep.
I don't even know what that was, but
somebody's racing out there.
I thought it was my camera that fell as I was sitting here looking. It's a live show.
That's
guys.
Somebody racing to get
Come
their
to
Medicare
you to
checked
get
out.
their Medicare. There you go.
So
only Michael. So anyway, before I start laughing here,
it's the bite time. People need to check it out. Don't wait. Don't be afraid that something's going to change after the fact. Don't wait. We need to evaluate your plans. Like I said earlier, we're 20 days into AEP already. We're almost halfway through.
It's already that time, and don't wait. Make the phone call. It's a free conversation. You're going to find out what's right for you. But mostly, that's what I wanted to say too. A lot of people think they can do these things on their own. They also always ask their friends, even your partners, your loved ones, and all of that. Every person is different, so it doesn't really matter. You really need to talk to somebody who's educated like they are, that's going to inform you with good information to make an educated decision together.
Yeah, exactly right. We have spouses, husband and wives, they're used to being on the same plan their entire life through their employer or whatever, or family coverage. And now they can be on a separate plan, the one that's right for each of them, and that happens a lot. They don't realize it till we talk to them that they can be on separate plans, but they can be on the plan that's right for each one of them.
So I will know when I ask you this question that we may or may not be able to get the full answer. Is there anything new, though, right now that people need to know? Just say yes or no, because I don't want to go into the whole thing.
Well, there's a lot of new plans. I mean, this is the biggest year I've seen. I've been doing this over 10 years or more. There's over 55 Medicare Advantage plans in this market. It's the most I've ever seen. There's a lot of changes and a lot going on. So it's time to evaluate your plan.
And that's all you have to do is a call, and he loves to talk to people. He is all about his clients. He's all about that education part. He's here for you seniors out there. That number is 602-541-7656, toll free. He services and services the entire Southwest. That number is toll free 800-506-8810. It's Tapestry Insurance Group.com. Yoo-hoo! We'll be right back.
Maybe some more race cars in the background. Who knows?
We're still live. We're going to continue live. Only
hilarious. That's awesome.
I don't know what happened, but we're going to. So, as we're
race
talking
cars,
right
and me without my Batman glasses.
That would have been perfect
Mm-hmm.
to have Batman glasses on for that. Okay, we were talking a little bit about how there are a lot of new plans and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I should ask you this. COVID, has that affected Medicare at all this year, especially?
Sure. Medicare, a lot of the plans have changed what they not what they cover, but how they cover things. So COVID tests on many of the plans out there. COVID testing and things like that are covered with no co-payments a lot of times. Depends on the plan that people are on, but yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Some carriers even waived like the co-pays and things for their primary care doctor specialists through the end of the year to encourage people to make sure they're staying ahead of things, make sure they're getting their medical treatments and things like that. So yeah.
When we come back, I want to think that that's an important question that people might have. Is that like the number one question that you're getting besides their prescription drugs? What do you get, the first question that you always get people to ask?
Well, right now, because of the ads on TV that are in the gray area, I think they're almost misleading. We get a lot of questions about free stuff because a lot of those ads on TV you see, free dental, free this, free that.
Yeah.
And there are plans like that, but you have to have Medicaid to get a lot of that.
So there's only a certain
benefits.
people.
So there's a small percentage of that.
Yeah, I think it's an important thing.
So we get a lot of questions about those TV ads. So there's a lot of confusion right now.
Yeah.
That goes
So
along
you see
with
what
that.
he's doing right now. He's live on Facebook, and he's also getting videotaped as well.
Yeah.
And and you can make that decision. I'm just kind of showing you what he does. This is a 30-minute segment, so it's a little different than what yours. It's
'Cause
longer.
I like to talk about Medicare.
Well, honestly, you couldn't do it. It's almost a little hard. Well, some people try.
I think I'll do the since I did the video, I think I'll do the
Yeah,
Facebook
you can
Live
tell me in a
too.
little. Well, tell me
I'll do
afterwards.
both.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that especially right now. One thing I think if a lot of people are putting everything off for today, they just this is the day all that's going to
Sure.
end things.
And every election, I mean, this one seems to be more
More
involved
than
than
last
others. Yeah, but it's every year for AEP. Obviously, AEP happens every year during an election, or every time there's an election. So we see this a lot. So, are we ready? We're going back on.
What was that?
We're going back on.
So welcome back, everyone.
We're back.
We're talking with Michael Henderson. With us, you don't say we have to
We're
do
back.
your
Woohoo!
There you go. Michael Henderson has been on with me for a long time. Helped so many people that are, the seniors out there in Medicare. And we always say that every day is a Medicare day, but right now especially.
If any time it's true, it's right now because of annual enrollment. Like I said before the break, we are 20 days into a 57-day, if you take out Thanksgiving, 57-day AEP. So we are packing everybody's plan, education, and changes into this 57-day period. So this is the time that people can change their Medicare Advantage plans or prescription drug plans for 2021 to take effect January 1st.
Now, you work the entire Southwest,
Uh-huh.
and your website is tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. His phone number, write it down. We know that you guys are
We know you're going to call.
We know. Well, here's the thing about people, and I said this earlier, even off air. People seem to do things when they want to,
Sure.
right? But here's the thing with this, please write the number down, whether it's you or someone that, give it to them. Make sure that you do make the call. Put it on your refrigerator and look at it a couple times and then make the call, because it's important that you do talk to somebody. Don't try and do it on your own.
Yeah, I was going to add, this is my number. I don't have it forwarded to an answering service, but so it does go to voicemail if I'm with somebody or if I'm here talking to you.
Or on his motorcycle.
Yeah,
I should
right.
just say that.
Wish I had a motorcycle still. But make sure that you leave a message. I don't know you called. I don't just call random numbers back that call in because, of course, we get a lot of sales calls ourselves. So leave a message. I'll call you back. It's a busy time of year, so be mindful of that.
And right now, please note that he does talk to everyone himself, and the reason why is that he wants to get to know you well enough so that he can give you, if you're in a different area that he,
Yep.
a part of the area that he services, that he can give you that person in your area that's going to understand your needs rather than giving that phone call up on the the television screen that you
Yeah.
see. Now, his phone number again, 602-541-7656, toll free 800-506-8810. TapestryInsuranceGroup.com. It is a free service to you.
Yep.
We were talking at the break about, COVID, and
Sure.
a lot of people might have a lot of questions about this COVID because it has affected them. And I asked you about that, and you said, well, there's been a lot of changes with that, with certain
Yeah,
plans.
The Medicare industry has responded very well to COVID, meaning a lot of the plans, a lot of the insurance carriers have waived some of the copays and things like that in regards to COVID, like, of course, testing, of course, on a lot of those. But even on some of their doctor visits, they've waived some of those through the end of the year. It depends on the plan. But what they wanted to do is make sure that people were still getting the quality medical care they needed. That's important. Insurance carriers get a bad rap sometimes because of course, they do make money. But the insurance carriers want to keep people healthy. So they want people to go into the doctor, make sure that they're getting those checkups and things like that. So they waive those copays through the end of the year on some of these plans.
Something else that we talked about at the break to Facebook is that I asked you about the calls when people make the toll-free calls on their televisions, let's say, or what they hear, and they say a lot of people, you say, have a question about the fact that, let's say, they get this free, their dental
Sure.
or whatever, and sometimes that's not always the case. Explain to them how that works.
Yeah, I think of those ads border on misleading, and the reason I say that is because they say, well, they do say you may qualify for it, but people don't hear that. They hear free dental, free this, free that. That's a small segment of the population that has Medicare and Medicaid. Now, there are people that do qualify for those things, but not everybody on Medicare does. But the implication from the ad is that everybody does, and that's just not the case. So we get a lot of questions about that, which is fine. We're here to educate. But that's the reason, again, to talk to a local agent. We're not here to sell you, we're here to educate you. And so unfortunately, we have to educate people on some of the stuff that they may not qualify for because they were misled by
But
an
that's
ad or
okay. That's
something.
what you need to know, because if you go up and you call that other place, and they'll talk you, they're going to talk you into whatever it is they have, because that's their job to do that. Where you, on the other hand, you have all of these carriers that you work with, and that you're going to find the right one to fit that person's needs.
Well, yeah, we live here in the local community. We're not in a call center in Florida or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that, with call centers and things. I'm just saying we're here. We know the markets. We're with you. We have to live here. So we want to make sure that our clients are taken care of, so that if we see you in the supermarket, you're happy, right?
Isn't that nice? The other thing that I wanted to talk about too is people's their prescriptions, their medical prescriptions, and I want to talk a little bit about that, because I think for the seniors that's a big
Huge.
topic.
Yeah, we do a lot of comparisons on prescription drug plans and Advantage plans that include prescription drugs, because it's a big thing. Prescriptions can be a large medical expense depending on what you have. I mean, we have clients that we might be comparing 10 or 15 different prescriptions between all the plans, but we have software that helps us compare plans, and we enter all the prescriptions in for somebody. So we take all that into account when we're helping somebody evaluate a plan. We are prepared to do that.
And here's the thing, guys, do not wait. Don't wait. This is a good time right now to take care of all of this. You're amongst a lot of people.
Yep.
But you will get service, that's for sure. That's what he's all about. As you're standing in line right now waiting to vote, go ahead and check him out on his website, TapestryInsuranceGroup.com.
Yep.
But give him a call just give him a call, leave a message, and he will tell you how he can help. 602-541-7656, and then it's toll free 800-506-8810. What else should we talk about today?
Well, you didn't even ask about my palm tree shirt.
Oh my God,
You
I
didn't
love
even
your
let
palm,
people
and you're
know
blue
about my
like
palm
me.
tree shirt.
I must admit,
Gosh.
it's a beautiful shirt. One thing about Michael, he's about the nicest and the most fun up guy, and something happens every time you come on.
We got to enjoy it, right? That's what I do. I get enjoyment out of helping people with it. So I think I've told you my story. That my very first client that I ever visited was this was years ago. It was a 93-year-old lady, and wonderful lady, but she hated the government, hated Medicare, hated doctors. But I educated her. She didn't change anything. She stayed on original Medicare, and that was great. It was fine. That's what she wanted. But I got such fulfillment out of just educating her and helping her out. It gives me joy. So even though I didn't, quote unquote, make the sale or whatever, that's what I'm here for.
But you're not finishing the story, because every year she called you for a long time.
Yep.
That you gave her that information.
Yeah.
And then, from what I know, I think it was years later, she finally decided that she needed the Medicare or something like that. I don't remember what happened.
She didn't. She called me for 3 years after that. Every AEP, every year, this time of year, she called me for the next 3 years. And just to tell me she hated Medicare and hated doctors. But she wanted to see if there was anything that she had to do, if she had to make a change. And I told her, there's nothing you have to do. You're okay if you want just the basics, but just know you have just the basics. And that's okay if that's what you want.
Some people think that Medicare is free.
Yep.
But it's really not. But you have to be careful, because that's where you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to help them with that coverage that's going to make it almost free.
Well, Medicare Part A we get when we work during our lifetime, and we pay into Medicare through our taxes, through our payroll taxes.
So you've been paying
right?
for it already.
So you've been paying for it during your lifetime. Medicare Part B is the doctor, the outpatient stuff. Each of them have a deductible, by the way. And that one is, on average, about $144 a month to get your Part B. But you have to have both to get complete medical coverage. So there is a little cost to it. It's a great deal considering what people are paying usually for insurance. But there's some holes in it, or gaps they call it. It's got deductibles. It's got 20% you got to pay, and there's no prescription drug coverage on original Medicare, and that's where we come in to educate you on your options.
And there's so many different options.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why you have to call him and just have a little conversation with him. He's the nicest guy.
Just a chit chat.
He wears the greatest shirts. The number to call is 602-541-7656. It's a free service to you, the families out there. TapestryInsuranceGroup.com. And you can also call him toll free. His services the entire Southwest. 800-506-8810. And don't wait. I mean, I know that a lot of people do tend to wait, because they're going to say, well, I have till, December
7th. But we get a lot of calls on December 7th, so please don't wait. Because if we don't have your application turned in by the end of the day, December 7th, it's too late.
What could happen?
Well, they may not be able to change their plan. So they may be...
And you could be wasting your money not even realizing.
Yeah, they could be stuck on a plan for the next year, which may be okay, but you don't know unless we look at it.
Right. So what are your final words for today?
Give us a call. No matter what happens, we're here for you in this crazy day.
Yeah.
But we're here. So give us a call. Be patient, and we'll get with you.
And I would also like to say, you have a couple of offices in the Valley.
We do.
They can either come to the office or work with you over the phone. Let's talk about that, because you're helping with everybody with the COVID situation.
So we want people to know that their health is our most important. So we have an office in Mesa, one in Sun City West. We have the ability to do everything on the computer. So we're here no matter what you guys need.
Well, every day is a Medicare day, especially right now. Up until December 7th, you got to get this done at 602-541-7656. Give them a call. Woohoo!